And so, okay, we're recording, so I'll let you take it away. Thank you so much, Eric, for jumping on. We really appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for having me. I'm really excited to talk to you guys tonight. So a couple things that I need from you guys, because it is really weird to talk to a bunch of people who are muted. So make sure you nod and wave and give me thumbs up when you tell me that something's on the screen or whatever, because it is quite bizarre sometimes talking to yourself. So, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to now take the screen and I'm going to jump over to a keynote presentation, and we're going to do a quick training. And then I'm going to actually teach you guys a little bit first about a lead generation system called relationship marketing. Okay, and this is the lead generation system that Teamzy is built upon. So those of you guys who are using it are probably noticing, wow, I just kind of do what it tells me and things seem to work. That's because it's all based on a system that has been refined over many years in other industries. And now we're introducing it to kind of the Beachbody community as well. Okay, so let me jump over there. So now, are you guys seeing my presentation? Okay,
yes,
great.
We can see it. Okay,
awesome. All right. So first of all, a little bit about me. I'm a coach just like you guys. I've had a pretty great transformation as far as my health is concerned, which is what got me really excited about being a coach in the first place. My professional history is from the coaching industry as well, but coaching real estate agents. Make sure you guys are muted, by the way, if you can. Actually, let me just mute.
Why did you buy it, Roman?
Okay. So you guys can unmute yourselves if you need to, but you're all muted now. All right. So I come from the real estate industry, and where I focus on helping people build their business, and primarily by using the relationship marketing system. I had a lot of opportunities to build really cool tools and work with really smart super nerds, I call them that lovingly, to build software tools. And even though I have no idea how software works, I mean, behind the scenes, right? I know how it works like you guys do. We push the button and it does what we want it to do. So when I became a Beachbody coach just about 2 years ago, I was looking for, well, what are the tools that Beachbody coaches use? And that's when I found what probably a lot of you guys found, was that they were using like spreadsheets that you print out and notebooks, and everyone had a different system, and it was kind of overwhelming trying to make heads or tails of all of that. I had listened to a coach, one of the wake-up calls, and a top coach was sharing their system, and they had 9 different apps that they were using to do their business. And so it just seemed to me like we needed something simple and easy to use that would really help us do what we call the most important activities, which I will actually demonstrate for you today. So I called some of my friends and said, could you guys build one for us, for Beachbody, and give them a little presentation on how fast we're growing, what a great community, and they seem to like the idea. So also, as I show you this, I just want to give you my disclaimer for compliance, and that is that Teamzy is a separate entity from me, and that as a coach, I cannot financially profit from coaches using Teamzy. So there's my disclaimer. Teamzy is compliant with all Beachbody policies. Okay, so let's get into it. What is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing is a lead generation system, okay? And that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business, okay? And you may already know what a lead generation system is, but it's kind of an important definition as we get started, because I want you guys to think a little bit differently than maybe you do today. When you think about your business, if somebody were to ask you, what's your business? You probably tell them, well, I'm a Beachbody coach. I help people get healthy, right? I help people build a business, whatever the description you may have already in your little elevator speech. But here's the thing I really want you to know at a deep level is this: that's not your business. Your business is lead generation. You guys are in the lead generation business. Now, you may not answer that to a customer, but if another coach asks you, what's your business? You say, I'm in the lead generation business. That's what you do. Every day in your business, you need to generate interest and inquiry, right? That's what you need to do. That's how you help people. You can't help people get healthy. You can't help people build a business for themselves unless you first generate that interest. So lead generation is the primary thing that we need to do. It enables everything else, okay? So when you answer the question, did you work in your business today? You have to ask yourself, did I do any lead gen? And if I didn't, then no, I didn't actually work. I was busy today, okay? All right. The main difference between relationship marketing and other lead generation systems is the underlying philosophy that developing and deepening relationships is the paramount duty of a business. This is really different because most people think making money is the most important thing to do. But in relationship marketing, we focus on building relationships. And when I talk to you guys about lead gen a little bit more, it's going to be about generating new relationships as opposed to new sales. Because the more relationships we have, it becomes, like relationships are like a gold mine that you continuously mine. So we want more relationships. That's the primary thing that we want. In relationship marketing, we serve and bring value first. We serve and bring value first. And by investing in relationships, a tremendous groundswell of business is created by way of referral and repeat business. So the whole idea here is we serve first, and then we get customers later. Whether you're selling real estate or refrigerators or Shakeology, your success will be measured by the quality of the relationships you've developed. And I would write that one down. My success is measured by the quality of the relationships I develop. Okay. So also, it's serving your customers in a way they become walking, talking billboards. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about this, but your current customers need to be bringing you more customers, and I'll show you how to do that. Don't confuse relationship marketing with word of mouth. Some of it probably sounds familiar because it kind of feels like that whole word of mouth thing. But word of mouth is passive. That's where you're waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for the phone to ring. You're hoping somebody will notice a post that you did on Facebook and respond to it, right? You're hoping something will happen. This is a systemized contact. It's proactive. That means that you guys are creating the momentum yourselves. You're doing things that will create the momentum, that will generate those inquiries and that interest in your business, okay? All right, so let's get into really the nitty-gritty here. Relationship marketing depends on trust. It all depends on trust. Trust, though, is what makes the work fun. You don't have to convince people when they trust you. You can get right to helping them, right? And you guys have been through this where you're trying to convince somebody that Shakeology is a good product. Really? You know what I mean? But when you have somebody that comes by way of referral or somebody that you know, they have some trust for you. Okay. Trust takes that ickiness out of the sales process. It takes the ickiness out of the sales process. And you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. Have you guys done the whole go for no exercise? The go for, okay, I'll just be honest with you for a second. The go for no thing, like honestly, I want to get under my desk and hide. I do not want to get 300 no's and show it to my upline and get an attaboy. But that's not how I want to work. The whole idea of having people trust you is you get to go for yes. So why am I going through all this on trust? I'm going to go a little deeper in trust, but I'm just going to tell you guys why. Because relationship marketing is designed to help you develop trust. It's to help you build trust. The whole point here is that as you collect relationships, you build trust with them, and it's really fun to work with them, right? Even cold market, it's ways that you can quickly generate a little bit of trust with cold market so that it feels good to work with them. Okay. How do you build trust? There's two pillars of trust, character and competence. Okay, character and competence. They're both important. You need both. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care. Okay, and you need to be relatable. How much you care, right? And honestly, think about it. Think about how you see other businesses or other business people. Your primary concern is, does this person or does this business actually care about me, right? Am I just a number, or do they care about me? Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Things that might be character-based could be, like let's say social media stuff. It could be stuff simple like, you're out with your kids. People are like, oh, wow, she's a good mom, right? Or it might be specific. Hey, I know that you're struggling with this. Here's some recipes that might be helpful, or here's some information that might be helpful, okay? And competence, that's when you demonstrate you're good at what you do. You're good at what you do. You're a good business person. This is your competence, right? So if you were to look at the perfect mix between character and competence in order to build trust, just to let you guys know, it's 3-to-1. You need 3 times as much character as you do competence. That means people would rather see you playing with your dog and your kids 3 times more often than they would know how much money you're making as a Beachbody coach, for example, okay? Both character and competence are reinforced by your integrity. So what do I mean by that? Are you who you say you are? Like, none of this works if you don't have integrity. You can't build trust if you're not trustworthy, okay? But are you who you say you are? Are you actually living the life that you are selling? So, I mean, there's a Beachbody lifestyle, right? It's healthy food, it's healthy workouts, it's positive thinking, right? Personal development. I mean, is that you? Are you living that? Or are you just putting it on social media? Or is your social media even backwards to that? I mean, I see things that are like, I don't know, coaches on my team do this stuff, so I'll throw them under the bus because I love them. But they do things like, I'm at CrossFit this month because I just got so sick and tired of working out at home alone. Like, you sell home workout programs. Why did you post that, right? Or I'm at the county fair having deep fried Twinkies. This is so awesome. Oops, don't tell, it's like, okay, I get it. I mean, everyone's human, but you need to be congruent with, you need to walk your talk, right? You need to walk your talk. Okay. Does your life actually match what you're teaching? And that's the thing. We fall down and that's cool. But I mean, you got to be, the part of this is it's the, oh wow, I had another piece here that I missed. Okay. But part of it is the struggle, right? Like, the struggle is hashtag the struggle is real or whatever, right? So you're not perfect, but at the same time, you're not going to be completely out of the reservation of what a coach should be doing. Are you a product of the product? And this is leading somewhere. Trust me, this is leading somewhere. It's going to make sense to you guys in a second. Are you doing your workout program? Are you actually doing a Beachbody program at all times? Not just saying I worked out, but actually in a program. I mean, I just find people really respond to the fact that you're on day 22 or whatever it is. Are you drinking your Shakeology? Are you living a healthy life? Are you doing your personal development on a consistent basis? This is the point I was looking for, struggling, but moving forward. Okay, not perfect, but determined. I always say, I hear a lot of coaches saying, it's great to post your failures. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, as long as the failure's behind you and you're moving forward, yes. But you don't want to wallow and complain on social. Make sure that you're helping other people proactively. Helping other people proactively, that means caring when there's nothing in it for you. Looking for ways to help people. When people are not interested right now in getting in your challenge group or buying Shakeology from you, are you still willing to help them? Are you still willing to help them? Because remember, it's not about the sale, it's about the relationship. And a relationship is worth many sales. Somebody who's not interested in buying now, but a relationship that's worth maintaining will be worth a lot to your business. Okay, which is bringing me to my point, which is that people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. That's why it's so important for us to be a product of the product, because they need to see us being consistent. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. If you guys ever have a chance to read this book, it's amazing. It's called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion by Bob Cialdini. Really good book. Okay. One of the things that it talks about in this book, which is kind of mind-blowing, is that the desire to be consistent, or at least appear consistent, is one of the primary motivating factors for all people. I'll just repeat that for you guys. The desire to be consistent is one of the primary motivating factors for all people. This is why you guys hear this all the time. Oh, you're such an inspiration to me. You're so inspiring. Well, why do you think they're inspired? I mean, in my case, I lost, more than 50 pounds. Do you think it's because I lost weight? No, I mean, that's not inspiring. They're inspired because they see us being consistent. And that's what they desire for themselves. That's what they respect. They want to see people being consistent, and that's what's inspiring to them. So just keep that in mind. But here's a question for you guys. How about in your relationships and your communication? So you're being consistent in your workouts, your personal development, your shakes, right? You're on social media every day. Are you consistent when you're staying in touch with people? Are you consistent when you're following up with people? Okay, this is an important piece, because the thing that deepens relationships is communicating, is connecting with people, is talking to people. Okay, so remember, you've heard this, relationship building is a contact sport. That means you need to be in contact with people, okay? Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Write that one down, because that's an important one. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. So if you're consistent with everything you're supposed to be doing, right? And they see you on social media and they respect that, they're inspired by it, but you're not consistent on the one thing that will help you deepen that relationship, you're not going to deepen that relationship. Does that make sense? And the deepening of the relationships is where the results come from. Okay. So let me just ask you guys a question about time. Why is it that when you get a handwritten note that's really thoughtfully written, it means so much? Why does it mean so much more than a store-bought card? It means more because somebody invested time to write you a card. When you invest time, it deepens relationships. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, but that's the one thing we have. It's the most valuable thing, and the scarcest thing we have is time. So what you need to do, I'll tell you this right now, is you need to be in touch consistently with every single person you know and every person you're meeting. So how in the world could you possibly do that with the 40 minutes a day you have available to work on your Beachbody business, right? For some of you, you might have more than that. You need a system. You need a system. And what I will tell you guys, the difference between you and the top coaches right now is that they have better systems than you. That's the only difference. Okay, they're working systems. So you guys get a shortcut they didn't have. It's called Teamzy. We'll talk a little bit about it, but you need a system that will help you stay in contact with all your relationships, know when you should be contacting them, know what to say, and make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. Okay, sound good? Okay. Let me stop that share for a second. Smile, guys, we're having fun. Okay, I'm gonna jump over to Teamzy now. You guys see Teamzy? Yes? Is it? Yeah, okay, good. Great, so this is my Teamzy dashboard. Here's what I'm gonna do really quick, guys. I'm going to show you how to set this thing up, take me a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and I'll demonstrate how to do a power hour. And I'll show you also how to do your follow-ups like a pro. Now, if all you did in Teamzy was your power hour every day, your business would take off. There's a lot more here to it than that, but that's what I'm gonna show you today because I think it's the most important thing for you guys to get. Okay, so first off, I want you all to know you can get a 30-day free trial of Teamzy anytime. You go to teamzy.com and sign up for your free trial. They don't ask for a credit card or anything. You can just go do it for free. So if you're not already in a free trial, you need to get in a free trial tonight. If you want to log in and sign up for your free trial while I'm talking, I will not be offended because I really want you guys to jump all over this. That way you can also be playing with your account while I talk. Okay. So when you first come in the first time, you'll be inside a setup wizard. And it's going to look like this. Okay, and this will lead you through setting it up. This is really important, guys. Don't just sign up for the free trial, use it. I see people all the time, their trial expires and they never used it. They never put any contacts in there. What a waste. What a waste. I want you guys to know my personal experience. The first month I had Teamzy, which was 3 months ago, it didn't look like this. It worked barely and I had to know how to work it because it was ugly. But they let me play with it. The first time I got into Teamzy, I got all my Facebook friends in here, and I had 38 Success Club points that month. Okay, 38 Success Club points that first month. So just do it. Okay, just do it. Just trust me, just do it. Okay, so you're gonna come in here, you're gonna set your income goal, you're gonna create a powerful why, and you're gonna get your contacts in. Okay, 3 easy things. There's little videos all along the way in case you don't remember anything I'm saying that'll lead you through each piece. But the first thing we're going to do is set an income goal. And this is really cool. So I set my goal at $150,000. That was my salary that I left to become a coach. So I told my wife, don't worry, we'll get it back. So we got to do it, right? So there's some motivation there. So there's my goal. And then personally sponsored coaches, I just put 0 because I don't have a huge team yet. And I didn't want it to make my life easier by putting them in. If you guys are like a 10, 11, 12 star diamond, put your coaches in there. Okay. Now what it does is it calculates in the background what I need to do to achieve my goal. So it's telling me that I need to complete 4,348 connects in next year to get my income to that level. Okay, sounds like a lot, but it's not really. See, look, I have the number. I don't know if you can see it, but it's on my shed quarter wall there. But it'll break it down on the next page. It breaks it down all the way down to daily. So it goes from yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. And it's broken it down. It's kind of guessed how many prospects, customers, and coaches I should be connecting with, okay? So now on a daily basis, I'm supposed to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 coaches, okay? And that's much more doable. It still seems like a lot, but I'll explain how to do it. Now you can customize these if you want to. You can change them. And I've done that. I have my numbers. So this is my actual count. These are the numbers I do. Every day I do 20 connects, 14, 4, and 2. I do 20 connects every day. Okay. I'll show you how that works. Some days I might miss a Sunday because I don't feel like doing it. Okay, so then now that's set, and now my dashboard will be set up. The next thing is finding your why. This is really important. Okay, have you guys talked about finding your why, understanding why you're a coach, getting deep with it? Because if you don't know why you're doing this, you'll quit. If you don't know why you're doing this, you'll quit. And it's the same for the coaches on your team. It's the same for the challengers in your group, okay? Willpower sucks. Nobody has willpower. The only thing that helps you overcome challenges is why power. Your why are you doing it has to be bigger than the how. Okay. And so what we did was we created this journaling exercise for you to help you kind of think through and find your why. So you could have it on your dashboard every day when you're in Teamzy. You could read your why. You can just get connected to that, and it'll help you get through whatever you're telling yourself that's talking you out of doing your action steps. Right? You guys know what I'm talking about. So you do each question. This is just for you. We don't look at this. You just write in, you write in your question. Each one leads you to the next one. Just think about it a little bit. And then when you get to the end, you create your kind of your why statement. Okay. And you can see mine's right there. And then when you click continue, it'll save that on your dashboard. Okay. The next step here is getting your contacts in. And this is as easy as it can possibly be. So if you have contacts somewhere else in another CRM system or in Gmail or wherever, you get your contacts out into a CSV file and they import right in. There's an instructional video there on how to do that. Okay. Then you get all your friends from Facebook in. This is huge because you've got all these people on Facebook. Now you have a system to connect with them. I think that's my favorite part about Teamzy is that it gets all those organized for you. And then you've got your coaches and your customers from the Coach Online office. You can export those right in. Okay. And it's cool. It keeps them all separate. It knows the coaches, puts them in the coach group, and it knows your customers, puts them in the customer group for you. Okay. And then once you get all that in there, the last step is going to be just kind of doing some cleanup and sorting. So let me show you how to do that. It will actually drop you on this page, which is your full list in rank mode. Okay. So rank mode means we're going to give everybody a rank, 5 stars to 1 star, right? You've done this a million times. You guys know how to do this. You can do it in your sleep. Don't overthink it, but here's basically how it works. Teamzy needs to know the priority of your people so that it can tell you who to contact each day. Okay, once you've done this and ranked everybody, you never have to plan your power hour ever again. There's no planning. You just turn this on and you go. You can get it mobile, and you can do it in line at the grocery store. Like if anybody has small kids, I have a kindergartner, picking up a kid from kindergarten takes forever. You can get all of your connects done with your phone while you're sitting in the pickup line at school. This is so convenient. Okay, so you need to go through and rank them. 5 are the best, 1 are the worst. 5-star people are going to be, you're going to connect with them, say hello, and see how they're doing every single month. Every single month. So 5 stars is going to be a pretty close relationship, right? 4 stars are every 2 months. 3 stars every 3 months. 2 stars are every 4 months. And then the 1 stars, they're just there. They're not going to they're the people you don't want to talk to that often. Okay. All right. Why do you do this? You have to do this step. And a lot of coaches avoid it because that's going to take me 40 minutes or whatever. It's important. If you moved into your dream home, would you not unpack the dishes? You have to do this. Okay, here's why. If you do not prioritize your people, you will never be able to prioritize your time. If you do not prioritize your relationships, is really how I should say it, you'll never prioritize your time. Why is it? We've already talked about we don't have enough time. We need to spend the most time with our best relationships, the people most likely to work with us, the people most likely to join our team, the people most likely to be interested, the people most likely to refer our friends and family to us. Those are the people who deserve the most of our time. What happens when you don't prioritize them is the turkeys take your time, right? And I use turkeys just because I want it to be nice. I really want to say something else. Those people steal your time. The squeaky wheel gets the oil in this world, right? Not in this system. Not in this system. In this system, the best clients get our time. Does that make sense? Okay, so do this. And then if you see duplicates, which you will, because you have people on Facebook that are also coaches on your team, whatever, you just drop them in the trash can. That's that simple. You just click that little trash can and clean up your dupes as you go. Okay, great. Good. So now we're all set up. And when you turn on Teamzy in the morning, you'll see your dashboard, and it kind of leads you through how you should do it in what order. First, you're going to connect with prospects. then customers, then coaches, right? And here are your list here: prospects, customers, coaches, right? And then your follow-ups we'll get to in a minute. So my goals are up here: 14, 4, and 2. You can see I've already completed a lot of them, but I left it a little undone because I want to get that 100% you crushed it message with you guys. I want you to be part of that excitement that I get each day when I complete it. So when I come in here in the morning, first thing I'm going to do is go to my prospects. So I want to do my outgoing, I'm connecting with people for the first time in a lot of cases, trying to create a conversation. Okay, so I do 14 every day. Now here's the thing, guys. I will send out 14 connects to new prospects every day, and I might create 5 or 6 conversations. Think about that though. 5 or 6 new conversations every day. How awesome is that? It's pretty awesome. So here's what I do. This is my buddy Ron. I used to work with him in the real estate industry a long time ago. He's over in Boston. Haven't talked to him in ages. It's perfect. So I'm going to look him up in Facebook. That's how I pretty much talk to people. There's Ron in Boston. Sorry, he's got a great Boston accent. He really does. Okay, so check this out, guys. I'm going to write something really deep. I'm going to read. You can look at his page if you want, right? But here's what I recommend. Don't go too deep in there. Don't spend all day analyzing things. You get stuck in an analysis process. I got to reach out to 14 people. I do all 20 of my connects, by the way, in about 30 minutes. In about 30 minutes a day, I get them done. Okay, so boom, done. I don't overthink it. Hi, Ron, just popping by to say hello. How are you? Hope today was awesome, Eric. Now, here's what I'm trying to do with this. I'm just sending him a nice message that he can't resist saying, thanks. How are you? It's been a while, buddy. What are you up to? Okay, that's it. That's all I want. I want to start a conversation. We're going to have a real conversation. And hopefully it will go somewhere and we can catch up, you know? He's going to ask me about what I'm doing, and I'm going to ask him about what he's doing, and we'll have a great conversation. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just like, thanks, buddy. You have a great day, too. And it's like they're not interested. But that's okay, because remember, it's a long game. He's going to be back on my list again in 3 months. Each time it gets warmer, okay? So now I've toggled back over, and you may not have noticed that I right-clicked and copied that message so that I could just paste it here, okay? Because I want a record of it in Teamzy. And it's a Facebook message, and I'm going to complete it. Okay. So what I want you guys to see is he's off my list. He's off my list now. He's gone for 3 months. Now, if he comes back and we have a conversation, probably tomorrow because it's 10 o'clock in Boston, then I will bring him back up and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so now Linda Morgan is my next one. Now, here's the funny thing. You ever get somebody in your list and you're like, I'm not really sure who that is. All right, so let's see here. Well, this is a good sign. We're friends. Okay, that's good. She's a real estate agent. Great. So I must have met her in my other business. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, guys. Look, I'm like, should I delete her? Nah, I'm just gonna send her the same message. Look at this. I'm gonna change her name though, because her name's not Ron. This is how you can be efficient. Why write a new message? It's a great message. Just bang it out 14 times. Why not? Okay, obviously each conversation will be different. So I copied that. Now look at this. You see how fast you can do this? The bottom line is, now watch this. Watch my circle right here, guys. Watch what happens when it completes. When complete, and it tells me you crushed it. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? All right, so here's the cool thing. So once I get my 14 done, now I pop over to my customers and I go through my customers. You can see I've already killed my customer goal like crazy today. That's because it's the end of the month. What happens when there's 4 days left in the end of the month and you need more Success Club points? I go to my customers and I get them into 3-day refreshes and I get them into whatever, right? The new programs. So that's what I've been doing. But here's the thing I want you guys to know about talking to your customers. It's so important to be in touch with your customers consistently. So they stay customers, so they continue using the programs. I mean, you've committed to being their coach, right? That's part of that is being in touch with them. But here's the most important thing, guys. And if you have pens out, you need to get them out right now. There is no hotter source of a new lead than a current customer. There is no hotter source of a new lead than a current customer. I'm telling you right now, these people are using Shakeology. They're in your challenge group. They're excited. They're watching the inches melt away. They're walking around the kitchen at work making Shakeologies while other people are eating donuts. They're pissing everybody off with their little color-coded containers as they're looking down on the pizza and the burritos that other people are eating. These people are getting attention. They're having conversations. They're having conversations about the products. The question I have for you is, why aren't you getting all those customers? Why aren't you getting all those customers? Okay, well, this is why. One, you may not be in consistent communication with your customers. That may be the first thing. The second thing is, even if you are, you're probably not asking them to bring in those customers. And the third thing is, if you are asking them for referrals, you may be wondering why you never get them, because asking for a referral is like asking God for a miracle. You have to tell people what you want and how to give it to you. Okay, so let me explain to you how I do this. This is what I would say. Don't ask for referrals, ask for an introduction. So here's how I would do it. Okay, so let's say I'm talking to my buddy Russ, who is training right now in his upper 60s to climb Mount Rainier. How cool is that? So you got to get into people's stories too, right? Because the story is part of the fun. So I call Russ and say, hey Russ, just want to get connect, see how everything's going. Just wanted to also tell you that I am super proud of you. You're doing great. You know, you're doing great in the group. You're participating. You're getting great results. I just want to say I'm super impressed with what you're doing. Now, Russ is going to tell me how excited he is about the results he's getting too, right? And I'm always going to ask, is there anything that you need from me? Anything I can do to make your day today? Okay. I always want to lead with that. Remember we said we lead with serving first. Is there anything, what can I do to make your day today? Do you have any questions? Is there anything I can do to improve your experience? Anything. A lot of times they'll have a question. Actually, I want to change my Shakeology. It's usually something easy. And then I say, well, listen, could you do me a favor? I just want you to know I really enjoy serving you. And it would be an honor for me to help any of your friends or family in a similar way. Can you think of anybody right now who would benefit from joining our next challenge group? Can you think of anybody right now who could benefit in joining from our next challenge group? Okay, you can see even I'm stumbling over the words. It doesn't matter. It comes from the heart. I want to help your friends. And then he'll think about it for a second. And he'll come up with a name. They always do, almost every time. And this is what you do, guys. You say, awesome. Oh my gosh, I would love to help Mark. Would you do me a favor? Would you introduce us real quick via text or message? Just do a quick introduction, and then I'll make sure I get him all the information on the next group. Okay, I know it sounds really easy, because it is. It's just a matter of doing it. It's a matter of leading with value and then asking them if they can think of somebody and then asking them for that introduction. You know, they just open a group chat and introduce you, and then you'll get them information on the next group. Now, here's the thing, guys. Some of those people might want to join your next group, and the ones that will are the ones where the person, your customer, is pushing them to do it, which is great. Use them as leverage. But a lot of them won't. And here's the thing. Remember what I said in the beginning? You're excited because guess what you just got? A new relationship. You just got a new relationship. Guess what that means? That means you got their whole network. A new relationship means a whole network. Okay? And this system's designed to take a relationship, tenuous as that is, and over time build it. And that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be building these relationships constantly. You're reaching out. People are going to be so impressed with how well you stay in touch. Trust me. Okay, so that's why you got to talk to your customers. Now your coaches, and I know I'm kind of going off talking too much, so I'll speed this up to get to the questions for you guys. You got to be in touch with your coaches, because this is called Teamzy. It's about building your team. Right? You got to deepen those relationships too. And one of the biggest things I feel like is a disconnect in this community of coaches, because it's an amazing community. I just got back from the cruise, which was amazing, you know, to be with all those coaches on a trip like that. If you guys get a chance to do events like Summit or the Success Club trips, they are unbelievable. This is my second year as a coach. I've been to, this will be my third Summit, and I've been to 2 Success Club vacations, and it's just been unbelievable. But there is a disconnect between the top coaches and their teams because they're too busy. They don't have a system like this to stay in touch. It is really important to connect with your people on your team, even just to say hello. So, you know, we've got you doing that a couple times each day. I actually talked to somebody on the boat who's their coach, their sponsoring coach is a double, what do you call it? Double Superstar Diamond. Superstar Diamond 2, I think is how we say it. And this person's no schlub. She's a 7-star diamond. She's been in business less than 2 years. She's kicking butt. and she tells me that she never talks to her coach because she's too busy. She has to set an appointment, wait a couple weeks to do it. I said, how much would it mean to you if she sent you a message, Facebook message twice a year that just said, how you doing today? She said, it would mean the world to me. And the thing is we just don't do well in a communication vacuum. So make sure you guys are taking care of your teams. If you're at the very beginning of building your team, awesome. You get to start this way from the get-go. Okay, so now you've gone through and you've done all your circles like I have. Your prospects, your customers, your coaches. Now what we're gonna do is our follow-ups. So how do the follow-ups work? Let me just show you how this works real quick. So we sent a message out to my buddy Ron in Boston. Now let's say Ron and I have this great message and he's like, I need to do something. We need to get going. Great. He's going to get in my 22 hardcore men's group that's getting started. And so I'm going to send him the information. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to look him up here. Okay. I'm going to pull up his record. And the first thing I'll do is I'll go to his activity feed and I see the message that we started this morning. Well, tonight actually, but I'll click edit and I'm going to paste our whole conversation in there. So I just copy the whole thing that we had. I'll copy and paste it all in there just so I have it in record. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him an invite. So I usually do an invite via email. So I'll send him all the information on our group, ordering links, everything. And now I'm going to click invite and I'm going to click that was for a challenge group. Okay. And then I'll paste my message in there, or I'll just put 22 hardcore invite, right? Great. Now I'm going to set my follow-up for tomorrow. Okay. So you see how that works? Now Ron, who was going to disappear for 3 months, because he's just on my normal Teamzy thing. He comes up every 3 months. Now he's on tomorrow's follow-up list because now we've gotten to an invite. So let me just take a little side note and explain to you guys, give you a couple of tips on how to follow up like a pro, because some people feel like when they're following up, they're nagging people. You guys ever feel that way sometimes? I have to be honest, sometimes I still feel that way too, but I'll tell you a little technique that will help really eliminate that a lot. So what I do with Ron is now we're talking about this group and I'm telling him, give me your email address and I'm going to send you all the information you need for the group. So as soon as I send the email, now I go back to Messenger and I say, hey, Ron, I just sent you the email. I'll check in with you tomorrow to see what questions you have. And he'll say, thanks, buddy. That's great. Good. So now I've told him I'll follow up tomorrow and I've set him on my tomorrow list, right? Great. Let's just go ahead and do it. I'm going to do it just so you guys can see it. Okay. Even though it's going to skew my stats, I'll do it for you guys. Okay, so now you can see it's set up there. So now when I go to my dashboard for tomorrow's follow-ups, you can see there he is on tomorrow's follow-ups. Okay, so here's my list for tomorrow. So now what I do is I come in, I pick it up, and I'm going to connect with him again, right? And so here's what I'll say. Okay, so this very first follow-up dialogue is a good one for you guys to write down. I'll say, hi, Ron. Just checking in like I promised I would. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Now, this is really important. That's a simple message, but I told him I would follow up, and I told him when I would follow up, and I did it. And so I'm not only doing it, I'm not only keeping my word, but I'm telling him that it was a promise that I'm keeping. Okay, I'm making a deposit in his trust account at a subconscious level. I'm also framing my follow-ups as a service, as opposed to a nag. Okay, so I'm setting the tone right there with my very first follow-up that this is something special I'm going to do for you, is follow up with you, like I said I would. Okay, it's just kind of important mindset. Now, as you're following up, the reason this is set up to make your follow-up so easy is because you need to follow up 7 to 10 times every time. Do you guys know that? 7 to 10, 80% of all sales are made between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. That's a great stat. If you didn't know it, write that down to teach your teams. 80% of all sales are made between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. If you're not following up 7, 8, 9 times, you're losing 80% of your sales. Okay? So that's why it's important. If you're going to follow up with somebody 9 times, you really don't want to be annoying. You want to be as cool as you can about it, right? So here's what I do. Just so you guys know, by setting the tone in the beginning that your follow-up is important for them, it helps you get through those first 5, no problem, right? So I will typically do like, so now even before I start messaging him, my follow-up, I'm going to already set tomorrow again, because I want to do like 3 days in a row. When I send a link, why do I do it 3 days in a row? Because I sent them the invite because they were interested, but they're so busy that they're not actually opening my email, right? So I have to keep messaging them, and I do it nicely. So, hey, Ron, just checking in. How's everything going? Did you get the email? What did you think of it? Did you have questions for me? Great. I'm here to help you through any of it if you need help. These are the kinds of things that I'll say on my follow-ups. Okay. And then, so I will go tomorrow, and then I'll back it off to, sorry, that's the wrong one. It's this one. I'll back it off to 2 days. So I'll do them every other day for a couple days, and then I'll back off to 4 days, and I'll back off to a week. So it's really like 60 days. The first 30 days, I get about 7 done, and then I'll do the last 3 over the next month, right? So what'll happen for me is if I get to maybe 10 follow-ups and I'm just really getting no interest, then I just let them fall back into the default follow-up, and in 3 months, they'll come up again. Okay, it's fine. They weren't ready yet. A lot of times it's amazing. People will kind of disappear, and then you wish them a happy birthday, and they're like, thanks for the happy birthday. Oh yeah, and I'm ready now. Okay, but the key is to do the follow-ups, to stay after them, to be friendly with it. Oh, and here's a tip. Do you guys ever do telephone follow-ups, like you're calling people on the phone? No. Depends on the age group of my audience. If you ever do follow-ups on the telephone, here's the key for not being annoying when you're leaving messages on the phone, because people hate getting messages on their phone. Don't ask people to call you back. Don't ever ask them to call you back on a phone message. Tell them when you will call again. Okay. Hey, it's Eric. Hey, Ron, it's Eric. Just checking in with you. I guess I missed you. It's about 8 o'clock your time, but I tell you what, I'll try you again tomorrow between 10 and 11. Okay, and then put it in your calendar. That's how you leave messages for people on the phone. Never ask them to call you back. Just tell them when you'll try them again. And it may take a few tries, but they're so grateful that you made it convenient for them that they usually will thank you for following up with them. Okay. All right, so so that's how you do it. You do your prospects, your customers, your coaches, and then you work your follow-up list. You work that follow-up list every day, and then you're done. And you can do I'm telling you what, your power hour will not take an hour. And if you get this done, now you have more time to work on your social posts and do the other things that you want to do, you know, meet people on Instagram, whatever you're doing. Okay. But if you could do this, think about this real quick before I go to questions. What if you guys were connecting with 20 people every day? What do you think that would do for your business? You know, it's going to generate some momentum for you. You'll be amazed. And then the key as you get going is continuously adding new people, continuously putting fresh water in. Okay. All right. So I'm going to now open it up to you guys. If you have questions for me, you can ask me anything. It doesn't have to be on what I covered. I'm happy to answer just about anything about Teamzy or, you know, American history. I'm pretty good at too.
Heather, do you want me to ask your questions or you want to ask him?
Well, just one of them. So you said that if you invite, they'll automatically show up on the next day?
No, you have to set the follow-up reminder. So let me show it again. It's no big deal.
Okay.
So when you do connect with somebody, so let's say, let me go over to prospects. Like if I'm connecting with this guy here, Dick, I will set my follow-up to whatever I want it to be, and then he'll be on my follow-up list. If I leave it on default, he'll just come back up on my list in 3 months.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
right.
Typically when you're doing the connects here on the dashboard, you're not setting any follow-up, you're just connecting. But when you have a conversation later, you look them up, like we looked up Ron, you know, you look up anybody. But when you look them up the second time, now you can set a follow-up. You can set it here, you can just set a follow-up, or you inside of a connect with them, you can set a follow-up.
Okay, so say, because I'm getting used to this, I went through my whole list and forgot to set when I want to follow up. Is there a way to go back and look at who all I talked to?
You just type them in right here. Just type in their name. And then grab their thing. Oh, you don't remember who you talked to.
Right, yeah, like if you talk to a whole bunch of people, is there a way to go back?
Yeah, so if you go to the business page, I just clicked business right here on the left.
Okay.
And The first time you hit this page each day, it'll take a second to load because it has a lot of data on it. But once you hit it once, it'll load up really fast. But there's a report right here called Activity History.
Okay.
Shows everybody you've connected with, what you did with them, and then you can filter it. You can filter it by invites, new people to your day. Okay, so here's my list for today. So you can see everything that I've done.
Okay.
Right? Who I connected with, what I did. If I had sales input, it would show that. It shows that I did my daily stuff. I did my personal growth, my shake, my social media, right? I did all that stuff. And then I can also filter it.
Okay.
Filter by invites. So if I did invites, you can see I got my 3 invites today. So I did okay. Carl will be happy with me. So look, so this is a good example because I did 20 connects today or more. I did like 25 connects, but I had 3 invites. Does that make sense? Because I'm not just sending people cold invites. I know some people do that and they get some results with it. I don't do that. I send people invites after I've kind of formed them and we're ready to have that invite. So I'm trying to create conversations so that hopefully I'll find people I can invite.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that answers a few questions. So thanks.
Sure thing.
Eric, I have a quick question. I actually have 2. So is there any way, so I'm putting in like you do 22-minute hardcore men's group or whatever it may be, or, hammer and chisel, whatever. Is there any way to sort by those comments so that when 22-minute hardcore is on sale again, I can connect with those people and be like, hey, I know that we talked last time it was on sale. It's on sale again, that sort of conversation?
There's not yet, but it's coming.
Okay.
It is coming. Yeah. That's on the list.
Awesome.
Well, the other thing I was going to ask is just how you come up with, because when you're first setting up your Teamzy, you put in what your goal projection for what you would like to make a year from now. How do you come up with the suggested connects?
We did a lot of research on what we call beginner ratios or basic ratios based on what coaches have seen. So it's not a guaranteed number; it's just a ballpark. But it's based on typically how many times people have to reach out before they get a customer, or how many times they have to get a customer before they actually recruit a new coach to their team. And so we did. There's lots of ways that we compiled it. And we did the same thing with the real estate tool, and it worked really well. And then we found after we had that product is now 5 years old, and so they have statistics that showed that we were actually right. But some of the top coaches have figured it out in their business and created training. So if you go online and start looking, you'll see coaches that have broken out the ratios. You need to connect. If you want this many coaches, you have to make this many connects, right? And then the other thing that's kind of funny, you wouldn't think it as because there's nowhere to go to just get the data. But every single week when they do the wake-up call, they give the stats of the person that's training. And they're not always the same stats, but they will explain, how many coaches they recruited this year, how many challenge packs they've sold. They'll give like random stats for each person. And if you collect all those and look at them, you see that they follow almost the same ratios. It's kind of interesting, right? The thing about it is that that's how you can actually quantify and project a relationship-based business. It seems like it's just like a big bowl of Jello, but it's really not. You can project it pretty well. The thing that's pretty cool though is that when you project conservatively and you guys do the work relationally, you will exceed those goals in most cases, because it's such a like exponential curve, a relationship, because people are like this and then they're like, and when people are warm, then they're just like, it's amazing because now you've got a friendship. There's another really interesting stat, and I don't have it in front of me, but I forget I know it was beyond 80%. It was a national poll. People prefer to do business with somebody they consider a friend, somebody that they feel like they could be friends with. So that, I know that's part of kind of our marketing strategy, but that's a big deal. And this helps you do that, helps you stay in touch,
Yeah, I really like it. So thank you for that.
Sure. Okay, well, I'll let you guys keep asking questions, but I also, I promised Danielle that I would give you guys a special team discount. So let me just give that to you real quick. And then if you have more questions, you can keep asking them. So Teamzy is, when you're done with your 30-day free trial, Teamzy's price is $29.99 a month. Okay, and that's the ongoing membership price. They priced it there because it's less than the commission of one Shakeology Home Direct subscription, right? And so their philosophy was they give it to you for a month for free to generate a bunch of momentum. You should get at least one sale in that month, and that sale will pay for your subscription. So, but however, they're giving you guys a special rate. So it's going to be less than that. Hold on, let me share my screen and I'll get it in there. So your team rate is going to be $24.99, and that's not for a month. That's your ongoing rate. So that's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good discount. Okay, so in order to get that, when you sign up, you use this promo code, which is Danielle's email address. Okay, so write that down. If you don't remember that, when you need it, Danielle will give it to you. Okay, so here's the thing. When you guys go in 10 days before your trial's up, some of you guys may already be here, you'll see this message that says, hey, you need a subscription. You can also get to the subscription page by going to settings and then clicking on billing. And you'll see something like this that has your different plans that you can select, right? Now, underneath it, this is just a screen grab. Underneath it, you've got this little email box. That's where you're gonna put that email and submit. When you click submit, these prices will change, okay? I'm showing you that because it's not really clear. I know they're going to redesign that page, put this box at the top, but you have to kind of scroll underneath the plans to see that. So make sure you do that when you guys get there, okay? So I hope you guys will take advantage of it. Get in there. There's 3,400 people using Teamzy right now. So it's really, I mean, it's not even 3 months old. It's really taking off. You guys are at the very beginning stages of it. They've upgraded it like 300 times already in 3 months. It's constantly getting an upgrade. There's a couple of new things that are coming on the dashboard in the next, I want to say 2 weeks, but I don't know exactly, but it's pretty soon. You're going to be able to add, it's going to be tracking, it's already tracking the 3 types of connects and new ads. It's also going to track invites on the dashboard as one of the circles. And so that's coming along with some cool stuff, and they're just making the whole dashboard even easier to use. So some of the things you got to click around a little bit for will all be right there. It's just getting easier to use. So if you guys are going to be in a 30-day free trial, you'll probably notice that happen while you're in the trial. And these guys will just be constantly upgrading and improving it. They put out a new version of the website every couple of days. So you'll see, oh, that's a little different, or this is, you know, you're just constantly working on it. So any other questions while I have you guys? Get in there and have fun with it. You know, the biggest thing is this business is really hard to do, especially when you have a full-time job or you're a full-time mom. You've got no time. I know I had my lunch breaks, and sometimes I didn't want to do it on my lunch breaks because you're tired. You've been working all day, right? You get home. I used to get home with my kids, and I'd have, you know, 30 minutes with them basically to eat dinner and get them in the bath. And then now I'm super exhausted and I have to do my Beachbody business. So you don't have a lot of time or energy, but this helps you do it, helps you get those connects out, feel like you're in control of what you're doing with just this much time, you know? So, so use it. And also, if you guys need help, there's a big floating help tool in there. You just click it, somebody will help you with anything you need help with. Okay. Great.
Let's see, somebody had a question. My phone died.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
Oh.
Are you able to email from Teamzy, or are you just adding the combo pieces to Teamzy? You are able to email from Teamzy, yes. But that whole email section though is getting a huge upgrade in the near future. They were going to integrate it with MailChimp, and then they found out MailChimp does not like Beachbody or multi-level marketing companies. So they had to start over. So now they're looking at Aweber and a couple of other ones so that you'd have a full marketing suite on there. Right now you can integrate it with your Gmail account. You can send Gmails. But personally, I mean, for me, at this stage, I'm just recording on there myself, kind of waiting for that piece to plug in. Makes sense.
So you can use your phone and work it with this as well when you're on the computer.
Yeah, there's a mobile website that is super fast. Hold on, I got a little bit.
I can hear you. Is it just off on an app?
You just go to the mobile webpage. Just log on through the browser of your phone.
On the browser?
Yeah. So let me show you guys. First, let me mute you guys for a second, so that I don't have that echo. Okay, that's better, right? So if you go to the mobile, you just log on your phone. So what you can see on mine, I've got it saved. Save it to your home screen. See the little Teamzy thing right there? Check this out. So you want to save your sign-in page so that it's quick to get in, and I have my sign-in saved. And then it'll take me to my Teamzy. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's my mobile Teamzy. And so I like doing it on my phone actually better than I do on my desktop, because it's so much easier to copy and paste. I have an iPhone. I don't know how you guys do Androids. I've had an iPhone now since they came out. So, but you just double click it and then you toggle over to messages or text, right? And then you click back, and I just do it all day long. It's super great. I mean, I have a 16-year-old as well as 2 little ones. Took him to get a haircut and just cranked all these out while he's getting his haircut. I love doing errands like that now. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take him. Oh yeah, I'll go pick up Cruz from kindergarten, because I haven't done my connects yet, right? It's real quiet. So, you got to look at those opportunities. You look at those opportunities and think, wow, this is time where I don't have to think, I don't have to plan, I can just reach out to people and connect. So I know I muted everybody, but if you have anything else you want to say, unmute yourself. Okay, well, if that's it, then I will get going. But I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you for letting me come talk to you. It was a pleasure to talk to you. I hope it was helpful. Hope you learned a few things that were useful. And I can't wait to see you guys, walking across stage with your medals and your ribbons and your banners at Summit, right? So we'll all have our Teamzy t-shirts on or something.
Eric, thank you so much for this. Ladies that are on the call, this literally, I've been using this for a little over a month, and I really just took time over the last couple of weeks to dig in and figure out what I was doing. The imports were super easy. Like he said, don't be like me and not use most of your 30-day trial. I probably used it within the last few weeks, and then I was scrambling, I don't know how to use this, and now my time's almost up, but it literally will change your business. The not having to track it in a spreadsheet and then you lose track of them. I had a spreadsheet of probably 300 people that I had marked down for months. I never went back because it was too overwhelming. I couldn't find them. I didn't remember when I followed up last, that sort of thing. So this is seriously a godsend. So I really appreciate your guys' work on this, and I appreciate you doing a team call for us.
My pleasure.
Any other questions? Okay, I think we're done then. So thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.